Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about local anesthetics. So, local anesthetics are the drugs which, upon topical application or local injection, cause reversible loss of sensory perception, especially pain. Especially these are used mainly in a restricted area of the body. Okay, so these drugs will especially block generation and conduction of nerve impulse at all parts of the neuron where they come in contact without causing any structural damage to the nerve fibers. One, we should remember that these drugs will act on peripherally, and also in the main region is the somatic neurons. Okay, so these not only sometimes sensory but also motor impulses are interrupted when a local anesthetic is applied to a mixed nerve, resulting in muscular paralysis or loss of autonomic control as well. Okay, so coming to the definition which is given by the Stanley F. Malmed, local anesthesia is defined as a loss of sensation in a circumscribed area of the body caused by depression of excitation in nerve endings or an inhibition of the conduction process in peripheral nerves. And important features of local anesthetics is it produces loss of sensation without inducing loss of consciousness. In general anesthesia, what we discussed, it will cause complete loss of consciousness also. Okay, but here in local anesthetics it won't show any effect on the consciousness. And local anesthetics are the drugs which upon topical application or local injection cause reversible loss of sensory perception, especially of pain in a localized area of the body. Okay, so this is very important definition of local anesthetic. And coming to historical background, mainly in 1860 it was identified as a cocaine, first local anesthetic agent isolated by Niemann. So the leaves of coca tree are taken, and from that this cocaine is extracted. Nowadays you are far better know that this is a main a drug abuse which are used by so many persons also for getting that hallucination effect, and in to be in a state of always unconscious. Okay, so this is also again in 1884 its anesthetic action was especially demonstrated by Carl Kohler. Okay, and first effective and widely used synthetic local anesthetic is procaine, produced by Inhorn in 1905 from benzoic acid and diethyl amino ethanol. By keeping the structure of cocaine in brain, this scientist especially he isolated this procaine, which is have shown its prominent action as a local anesthetic. And its anesthetic properties again were identified by Biberfield, and the agent was introduced into clinical practice by Braun, and lidocaine by Lofgren in 1948. Nowadays, this lidocaine by the name of xylocaine, etc., it is very useful for the so many anesthetic activities of as a local agent. The discovery for its anesthetic properties was followed in 1949 by its clinical use by T. Jod. So thereafter a series of potent anesthetic drugs has been identified by synthetically, which can have its with high potency and also longer duration of action. Coming to the general anesthetic works as local anesthetics, mainly the site of action is for general anesthetic is in the CNS, and local anesthetic is in peripheral nerves. And area acting is general anesthetics will act on the whole body, but local anesthetics will act only in the restricted areas. In general anesthesia the conscious will be lost, but also reversible. In local anesthesia it is unaltered. Preferential use of general anesthetic is mainly we can use for major surgeries, but local anesthetics we can use only in the main minor surgeries. For prolonged and major surgeries, these local anesthetics are not that much preferable. And use in non-cooperative patients, general anesthesia is very useful in non-cooperative patients, but in local anesthetic conditions it is not possible. Why? Because the patient will disturb the procedure what the doctor is going to do. And if a poor health patient, general anesthesia is very risky. Why? Because sometimes it will cause loss of heart rhythm, everything. And for local anesthetics in poor health patients is safer. And regarding vital functions of our major organs, it is for general anesthesia, everything we should check for heart rate, kidney functioning, liver functioning, everything we should be monitored. But in the local anesthesia those are not needed. These are the main differences of general and local anesthesia. And coming to drugs classification of local anesthetics, mainly based on the injectable and surface anesthesia, that means how we can inject, and how we can topically apply. These drugs are classified into low potency, short duration or procaine and chloroprocaine, and intermediate potency or lidocaine and prilocaine, high potency and long duration are tetracaine, bupivacaine, ropivacaine, etidocaine, mepivacaine and dibucaine. And surface anesthesia, the soluble forms are cocaine, lidocaine, tetracaine and benoxynate, and insoluble forms are benoxycaine, butyl amino benzoate and oxythiazine. The miscellaneous drugs which we can use with concurrent to local anesthetics are clovoil, phenol, chlorpromazine and diphenhydramine. All these drugs we can use. Butyl amino benzoate, oxythiazine, something we can use with some other drugs. Okay, so these are the special drug classification. And coming to chemical classification of local anesthetics, this chemistry of clinically useful local anesthetics are, we should remember that all these are weak bases with amphiphilic property. So what is amphiphilic property means? First we can see here in this diagram we are going to explain what is amphiphilic property. So here you can see for local anesthetics their structure is mainly it consists of aromatic ring which is lipophilic. Okay, so it will for lipophilic property it is having high dissolving capacity at the lipids, and that means especially in our plasma membranes especially. And we in the amine portion, the other end it consists of the amine portion which is hydrophilic, so it can able to absorb more water. So that's why this is having both the amphiphilic property. One end aromatic portion is a lipophilic, and hydrophilic portion is a nothing but a amine portion. And chemically these are divided into two groups, that is ester linked and amide linked. In middle chain you can see the ester form C double bond O R. If this ester group is present, those are called as ester linked local anesthetics. The main drugs under this ester linked are cocaine, procaine, chloroprocaine, tetracaine and benzocaine. And in amide linked, mainly lidocaine, bupivacaine, dibucaine, prilocaine and ropivacaine. So what is this amide linked means? That C double bond O are joined with the amine group, NH amide group. So that's why it is called as ester and amide. Basing on the chemical classification, these local anesthetics are mainly divided into two groups. Those are ester linked local anesthetics and amide linked local anesthetics, but both are weak bases with a hydrophilic property. This we should remember. And coming to what are the differences between esters and amides? These esters will have shorter duration of action, and amide will have longer lasting analgesic action. And esters are having less intense analgesia, that means reduction of pain will be less when compared to the amide group. And this esters can be hydrolyzed by plasma cholinesterase in blood, but amides can be metabolized or by liver microsomal enzymes. Esters are not plasma protein bound, but amides are bind to alpha 1 acid glycoprotein in plasma. That's why these amides is having longer lasting analgesia. Everything, one thing you should remember is whenever the drug is binding to the protein, then it is having longer time for the distribution to from the tissues, from the periphery to the tissues, everything. So that's why it is having longer lasting action, and also tissues will have the more binding capacity of this, carrying capacity of the protein will help in more time action. That's why any drug which is protein bound will have longer lasting action. Okay, and these are have high esters will have higher risk of hypersensitivity reactions because free aromatic compound released during hydrolysis, but amides will have rarely hypersensitivity reactions because a free aromatic ring will not be possible, because amine group will also come along with the hydrolysis process in the by the microsomal enzymes destruction. And these are estrus groups are useful for topical and on mucous membranes, and but amides are useful in minor surgeries, especially in infiltration anesthesia and spinal anesthesia, which we are going to discuss later what is these types of anesthesia. Okay, so these are the main differences of ester linked and amide linked local anesthetics. And coming to mechanism of action of local anesthetics, so this mechanism is mainly it inhibits entry of sodium for useful for the action potential. So whenever the action potential to be occur, we know that the depolarization should start with the entry of sodium. This will be blocked by the local anesthetics, so that depolarization decreases and slowing of conduction will decrease. Okay, so whenever this local depolarization is inhibited, automatically there is fail in the threshold potential. If you see here this blue line, it is a threshold potential. So whenever these local anesthetics are added, immediately this we can't reach that threshold potential. If you see this A is an untreated one, and B, C, D are progressively increasing concentrations of local anesthetics, which will show very decrease in its action potential. That means it will immediately inhibit the depolarization, so that the depolarization process will be inhibited, and threshold potential will not be reached automatically. This will show the decrease in conduction. Okay, so this impulse conduction is interrupted when the sodium channels over a critical length of the fiber are, I mean, especially you know that our myelinated fibers are carrying impulses immediately. Whenever these 2 to 3 nodes of Ranvier of myelinated fibers are blocked, automatically the impulse generation will also be inhibited. Okay, so this is one important action of local anesthetics. So here, see here also the sodium permeability is decreased and ultimately stopped in response to the stimulus or impulse conduction. So this is the nodes of Ranvier where the impulse is blocked in between, so that the impulse generation cannot be transmitted at the synapse region. Okay, and this is especially this diagram indicates that local anesthetics will cause the blockage of sodium channels, so that depolarization is increased and no generation of action potential, and conduction impulse or to the CNS is inhibited, so local anesthesia will be excited. So this is This is local anesthetic receptor. In the first image you can see outside cell which is resting, and sodium will be present in the thing. Whenever this channel is opened, automatically the sodium will be released. But when if it is whenever we are using local anesthetics, this channel will be closed by the H gate, so that inactivated sodium will be, that means sodium channel will be inactivated, so that sodium cannot enter again into the exoplasm. So how this action occurs? Whenever local anesthetic it is mainly located within the channel in its intracellular half, the local anesthetic traverses the membrane in its ionized lipophilic form. So whenever this unionized lipophilic form of the local anesthetic will be entered and reionizes in the exoplasm and approaches the local anesthetic receptor through intracellular mouth of the channel. So it is the cationic form of the local anesthetic which primarily binds to the receptor. You should know that cationic form will be very effective to bind with the local anesthetic receptor. Okay, so this stabilizes the channel and it inactivates the opened gate, so that it will get closed. So opening will be inhibited, so that the sodium entry will be inhibited. So this is a main mechanism what occurs in the ion channel. Okay, and coming to other mechanism, higher concentration of calcium is also reduces inactivation of sodium channel. And also how this calcium occurs means, especially whenever the sarcoplasmic reticulum is highly activated, this will be released more and it inactivates the sodium channel. Okay, and blockade is not due to hyperpolarization, and resting membrane potential is unaltered as the K plus channels are not blocked. Okay, and one important thing is we need to know about pKa. Why? Because all these are weak bases. Whenever the pKa is higher, automatically the local anesthetic action will be slower. Whenever the pKa is less, automatically the action potential will be higher. So if you see here, whenever the lidocaine is 7.6 to 7.8 at pH 7.4, but it is a faster acting drug, but more in a undissociated form. If pK is higher means the drug will be in the unionized form or undissociated form we can call. If unionized form is higher, then only it can cross easily to the exoplasm. Okay, so when if you see, whenever the pKa is higher, automatically ionized form will be more and unionized form will be less. So if you see for bupivacaine 8.1 to 8.9 at the same 7.4 pH. So that's why it is very slow acting. Why? Because it is in the more dissociated form. Only exception is chloroprocaine, which is having rapid onset despite of high pKa 9.1. Okay, this is only exception. Chloroprocaine, even though it is having pKa 9.1, it acts rapidly and having faster onset of action. Okay, so what is you know about the pKa? Here you can see in the diagram the pKa of lidocaine and bupivacaine, which is having higher faster action. If you see ionized form is more for bupivacaine, which is having pKa higher. and for lidocaine, which is having pKa lower, unionized form will be higher, so that it can cross easily the exoplasm and reionizes in the exoplasm and approaches the local anesthetic receptor. So this is very very important. We should remember two things in the mechanism, that is especially pH, pKa and depolarization. All the local anesthetics will first, this will cause inhibition of depolarization, that is sodium blockade, and especially all the drugs are weak bases, so that we should know about the pKa value. If pKa value is lesser, this will act very faster, and if a pKa value is higher, these are slow acting drugs. Okay, so this is one thing. And coming to actions of local actions of local anesthetics, so all local anesthetics have same effects on the nerves acting via sodium channel, sensory nerve endings, nerve trunks, neuromuscular junctions and ganglion and receptors we can give. Injected near mixed nerve, anesthesia of skin and paralysis of voluntary muscles will occur. And sensory of and motor fibers are equally sensitive. It depends on the diameter and types of fiber what we are going to give in the particular region of gangrene. We can categorize into C and A, and smaller fibers are more sensitive than larger ones, especially for local anesthetics. And frequency dependence, that means dosing, how much gap we are giving for local anesthetic for the reoccurrence of or reactivation of the fibers. And myelinated nerves are blocked earlier than non-myelinated ones. This is almost, we know that the nodes of Ranvier are absent in myelinated nerves. That's why the passage of drug is very faster in the myelinated nerves than the non-myelinated ones. And autonomic fibers are more susceptible than somatic ones. Okay, so somatic fibers order of blockade is especially pain, temperature sense, touch, deep pressure sense, and these will be inhibited one after another as is. Okay, and what are the functions lost by local anesthetics? Are main functions lost are pain perception, temperature, touch sensation and proprioception and skeletal muscle tone. These are mainly inhibited. And order of blockade will be initially greater C and fibers are blocked, and pain and sympathetic vasoconstrictors will be generated. And pain, especially we will see first temperature, after that touch, next pressure and vibration, and later on motor fibers, that means conduction will be inhibited. Tongue will have foretaste, those all will be inhibited by these. So in this also there is an order, that is bitter taste is lost first, after that followed by sweet, sour and salt. So these impulse transmission will inhibit the order of sweet, the order of taste to the tongue also. Okay, and coming to pharmacokinetics, this absorption, one thing we need to forget to say here, in the systemic actions, these local anesthetics injected or applied locally are ultimately absorbed and can produce some systemic effects depending on the concentration attained in the plasma and tissues. If concentration is more and it occurs in it enters into the CNS, mainly this cocaine is a powerful CNS stimulant causing in sequence euphoria, excitement, mental confusion, restlessness, tremor, twitching, after that unconsciousness, later on respiratory depression, death, as we see especially in general anesthesia. This cocaine is very very powerful agent, that's why it is for drug abuse. Okay, and if you procaine, you can see the and other local anesthetics are less potent in this regard. That means these are very safer, and the CNS effects will not that much be caused, except in the some IV injection it will cause a slow depression, that's it. And lidocaine on the contrary can initially cause drowsiness and lethargy. Okay, coming to CVS heart condition, these at higher doses are an inadvertent injection. They will decrease automaticity, excitability, contractility, and conductivity. Okay, so and in blood vessels, these will cause especially fall in BP, but these are very very less. And coming to pharmacokinetics, absorption, surface anesthetics from mucous membrane and abraded areas will be easily passed into absorbed in the areas, but absorption from intact skin is very poor. And also it depends on blood flow to the area, total dose, and specific drug characteristics. And especially procaine, this is ester linked local anesthetic or rapidly hydrolyzed by plasma pseudocholinesterases. Okay, and remaining by esterases in the liver. Okay, and these are distribution. Coming to distribution, these are widely distributed, rapidly enters highly perfused brain, heart, liver, and kidney, followed by muscle and other viscera. Okay, and metabolism, as we discussed, is ester type local anesthetics, hydrolysis by cholinesterases in plasma to PABA derivatives, pseudocholinesterases or butyrylcholine esterases. These two esterases mainly will cause metabolism of ester linked local anesthetics. Generally short acting and low systemic activity. Prolonged effects are seen with genetically determined deficiency or altered esterases. And amide type local anesthetic bound to alpha 1 acid glycoprotein, hydrolyzed by liver microsomal enzymes, longer acting and more systemic activity, toxicity than esters, high first pass metabolism on oral ingestion. So this is after oral ingestion, both procaine and lidocaine have high first pass metabolism in the liver, these two drugs especially. The maximal safe dose of local anesthetics is lower in patients with hepatic disease and in elderly who have decreased liver function. So that's why because these are mainly metabolized by liver microsomal enzymes, we should take care of the liver activity also. And coming to individual drugs, we will discuss later in a part 2 about the individual drugs and anesthesia.